Ah, mira, ya está. Ah, es donde le pegaban al papá. Al chile, qué bueno. Se le pasa por pende.
Hey, has anyone seen the princess puppet? We can't really start the story without her.
That sounds like Daddy.
Ahí está la princesa, oiga.
Darn! Where did I put her? Ah, there she is. Once upon a time, there was a princess who lived in a castle with her father, the king.
Hola.
The king loved her very
Mamá,
much
prende
because
la
Daddy
tele,
loved
que
her.
estoy en la radio.
Unfortunately, the kingdom also had an ogre who was eating travelers because ogres do that. So the king did what kings do and promised that anyone who... The king's lands were very far away and the ogre was very large, so only one knight showed up. His
Sí,
name
momento
was
Shrek.
Fred.
Fred.
And he fell
Hola, Fred.
immediately in love with the princess. Fred was a brave knight, and he marched off the next morning, singing a brave song as loudly as he could. After several days had passed, the
No
princess
manches, no me
got
tengo
to
que hacer
wondering
así.
what had happened to her future husband. So
¿Se
she
murió?
set off into the forest to look for him. The princess tracked Fred's footprints through a strange wilderness full of scary sounds and hidden dangers. Chasms filled with razor-sharp bamboo. Fortunately, she was a very brave princess who loved adventures, just like you. She used her wits to get past... Unfortunately, she impaled herself on the bamboo. Wait, that's not what happened. Unfortunately, she impaled herself on the bamboo. Wait, that's not what happened.
Esto me recuerda a Limbo. Momento Limbo.
She came to
Tengo
a
que
wide
demostrar
river filled with snapping
que me jugué
crocodiles.
Limbo.
She couldn't even swim.
Y sí me
So what do
jugué
you
Limbo,
think
Me
she
jugué
did?
la
She
demo.
ran on top of their heads.
That's right. It was a magical forest where the plants seemed to know each other. She had to use magic mushrooms to get high or up.
Oh shit.
Unfortunately, she impaled herself on the bamboo. Wait, that's not what happened.
Entonces el prota también se va a petatear. No creo. Oh shit.
Unfortunately, she impaled herself on the bamboo. Wait, that's
No
not what
creo.
happened.
Según esto es un juego feliz. A ver, este tenemos que abrir primero. Este primero y luego este. No, espérate.
Unfortunately, she
Está
impaled
padre.
herself on the bamboo. Wait, that's not what happened.
Sí, eso no pasó. No, Martín, eso no pasó. Eso no sucedió. A ver, primero este. Nos esperamos. Luego este. Ah, qué puta.
Unfortunately, she
Qué
impaled herself
putada,
on the
¿eh?
bamboo. Wait, that's not what happened.
Vamos a que esperar. Uno. Y luego este. Y luego saltamos aquí. Y luego nos saltamos aquí. Y luego
She
saltamos
learned to
acá.
use
Ah,
some
huevo.
bendy tree branches to fling herself across a patch of deadly sharp bamboo. As the sun was setting, she came to the giant ogre's campsite. And there, the princess discovered that the ogre had captured Fred and hung him from a tree as a snack. The ogre did not appreciate visitors at all. Even Fred seemed a little embarrassed to see her.
Oh shit.
But the princess was a woman of action, and she was nimble, and the ogre was clumsy and easy to taunt.
What's a taunt?
That's when you make fun of someone. You should never make fun of people, but with ogres, sometimes you have to.
A ver si puedo sacar a Fred directamente. No. 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 No, no, no. No se puede. Oh shit. Tengo que brincar en el momento. Es que hacen una pausa. ¿Por qué hacen una pausa? Ah, cabrón. Me atinó. Joder, la chingada me atinó. No mames. Una. Ay, güey. Corre.
And so the princess tricked the ogre and rescued
Ay,
Fred.
güey. Santos putazos,
Fred didn't
¿verdad?
feel too good about it. He really loved the princess. Fortunately, the king told him about a giant spider that he could slay in order to win the princess's hand. So Fred marched off to the lair of the giant spider, singing a
¿Otro?
brave song, a little less loudly than before. After several days had passed, the princess got to wondering what had happened to her future husband. So she went off looking for him again.
Otra vez. Pinche Fred. Todo
Fred's
imbécil.
footprints led her into a dark and creepy cavern, full of strange dripping sounds, kind of like the basement at school. Her footsteps echoed and echoed, until it sounded like someone was following her. Soon,
Oh shit.
unfortunately, she impaled herself on the bamboo. Wait, that's not what happened. Soon, she came to a vast pit, filled with vicious, deadly spikes. It was much too big to jump over.
Sí, sí. Está muy grande.
She could hear moaning. She thought it might be Fred. So what do you think she did?
I know.
What?
She used an umbrella.
What?
Like that nanny in that movie.
This is the Middle Ages, honey. Where would she get an umbrella?
I don't know, but that's what she used.
I don't think I have an umbrella.
Well, you better find one, because she used an umbrella.
Where am I supposed to get an umbrella?
Qué mamada.
Oh, there we go. So, the princess bravely threw herself into the air, slowing her fall using an umbrella. Just like that nanny in the movie. She floated down into the cave. Deeper and deeper into the cavern she floated. She thought she could hear Fred moaning.
Ah,
Unfortunately, she impaled herself on the bamboo. Wait, that's not what happened.
cabrón.
Deeper and deeper into the cavern she floated. She thought she could hear Fred moaning.
Ay, está difícil de
Maybe
manejar
it
esta
was only the
madre.
wind. Unfortunately, she impaled herself on the bamboo. Wait, that's not what happened.
Está difícil de manejar el mendigo paraguas, güey.
Deeper and deeper into the cavern she floated. She thought she could hear Fred moaning. But maybe it was only the wind.
Me siento como Flappy Bird.
Unfortunately, she impaled herself on the bamboo.
Hola.
What happened?
Hola, no manches, esto se siente como Flappy Bird. Igualito, güey. Te matas, pero en fa. A ver. Baja, baja, baja.
Deeper into the cavern she floated.
Hola,
She
hola.
thought she could
Hasta
hear
el
Fred
espacio,
moaning.
sí,
Maybe it was only the wind.
Ay, 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 ay. Ok, ok. Vamos bien. Ahí está Fred. Ok. Ay, 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 ay.
Finally, she landed softly.
Ugh,
Right in a spider's web.
costó, Ajá.
Fortunately, it
Ah,
was
yeah.
a very old web, and she was able to break
Ay,
free.
ay, ay.
Unfortunately, the web was the only thing holding up a giant boulder. The princess needed to find somewhere to hide.
Ay, sí tenía que saltar ahí. Aquí, aquí, aquí.
Suddenly, a
Hay
giant
una araña.
spider jumped
Hay
out of the
una araña.
shadows and attacked her. She ran and climbed and jumped and climbed, but the giant
Venga,
spider
su
was
madre.
very good at climbing too. It
No
had
me
8
gustan los
legs,
juegos
and the
así.
princess only had 2.
Ay, güey. No me gustan los juegos así. Ah.
Fortunately, the princess remembered how the webs were holding up boulders.
Ay, güey.
Poor spider.
Finally, she found Fred. He was all wrapped up like a present for the giant spider's girlfriend.
¿Cómo estás,
He
querido?
was
Momento de
dreadfully
persecución.
embarrassed about having to be rescued again.
Bibi.
He really loved the princess. The princess decided he was cute.
Hola, ¿cómo está? Con miedo a la
The
persecución.
king
Más o
told him
menos.
about a dragon that he
Creo que lo
could
puedo
slay
soportar.
in order to win the princess's hand and stop being so embarrassed. So Fred marched off to the mountaintop of the dragon, singing a brave song very quietly. After a few days, the princess got to wondering,
Why her dad kept trying to give her away?
that too. But she was worried about Fred, so she went
La
off to
niña.
find
Me
him.
salió muy independiente. Espérate un momento, agüita.
The dragon's mountain was cold, and the wind howled at her to turn back. There were rock slides and fiery chasms.
Ay, ay, ay,
But
ay.
she was very brave and nimble, just like you. She wasn't going to be put off by
Ay,
a
cabrón.
few deadly dangers.
Espérate, espérate, Maxine. Espérate, deja tapo mi bote de agua porque Maxi es de los gatos que les gusta meter las narices donde no va. Hola, Maxine. No pises el teclado, por favor. Miau.
Up and up she climbed. When she got cold, She thought about the hot buttered muffins she would make once she got Fred home. Do you still like muffins?
I love muffins.
The princess hoped Fred liked muffins.
¡Ah! Ya vi, me di cuenta muy tarde. ¡Uh! Supongo que eso ya no importa, ¿no? Oh, shit. Pensé que ya no iban a seguir saliendo. Ok. Sí, siguen saliendo. ¡Ñam! Ah, no mames. Te estoy diciendo, pinche juego. O sea, no mames. Estaban mejor los pinches pixeles del Mario. Del primer Mario. Sí alcanzo, sí alcanzo.
When the princess got to the lair of the dragon, she was not very surprised to see Fred hanging from the roof of the dragon's cave.
Sí, bueno, hola.
So she taunted the dragon until it roared its fiery breath at her.
Oh shit, se mató Fred. Ah, ¿qué pedo? Eso no me tenía que dar, no manches, what the fuck. Pinche Fred, todo flameado.
Finally, burning away the ropes that were tying up Fred. And so the princess and Fred lived happily ever after. Fred never had to go on another adventure again, and they had hot buttered muffins every morning.
Oh my god, qué
There was another
rico.
version of the story where the princess flew off on the dragon's back to have a life full of adventures, but that's for another day.
Yay! Yay, Dawn, you did it!
El material que está hecho de sueños. Entra a la carpa de circo. Ya, por fin podemos entrar a la carpa de circo. Vamos a ver qué tiene para la carpa de circo y después de eso creo que ya es suficiente por hoy. Nomás vamos a ver qué tiene el güey este. Cirque. Le cirque. Le francés.
Vincenzo came back!
Hey, what do you think, Vincenzo? Did you ever consider trying out for the trapeze?
They're good at what they do, Mr. Fenris. I'll give you that.
I got my balloon back, I got a princess from my puppet theater, and my pirate ship is sailing the bounding main.
So you're a man of your word.
Go ahead, count it. It's all there. Need a hand with your stuff?
My apparatuses are very delicate, and I don't like anyone in my workshop. Provide the audience, Mr. Fenris, and I will provide amazement. Mr.
Chinga su
Fenris,
madre.
why are you organizing this circus? I know.
Es un
who
asombroso
best-
circo
I promised my wife and
digital.
daughter I'd clean up my act.
But if I don't pull in the crowds for you, those boys are gonna put you in the river.
Without Cat and Dee Dee, I wouldn't care much if they did.
Ah.
So those crowds better come.
I didn't talk to him. I didn't talk to Vincenzo.
No, Didi, no vayas, no seas pendeja. Y así fue como Didi es pendeja.